YouTube, welcome back to the channel. My name is Micavity. Welcome back, guys. And I just wanted to say a big thank you to the Tabor community for making my community day so special, man. It was so fantastic to finally get to play with people that are leaving comments on the videos for the last year. It was so cool to get to meet everybody. So thank you so much. And thank you to Smiles for modding the entire stream. Go follow him if you haven't. He's a great dude. Now, I wanted to talk about the current state of the game, and since my mod mic is about ready to explode, and I cannot record good quality content in-game right now, I'm gonna do this kind of commentary talking head video. My battery actually got so swollen and hot to the touch on the magnet part of the microphone that it literally gave me a blister when I went to pick it up. And I may not have the editing skills that other creators out there have, but one thing that I do try to do is strive to have at least good audio quality. That's something that is non-negotiable for me. Now I want to talk about Ghosts of Tabor today. Let's talk about the game, man. Tabor is something very special to me, something near and dear to my heart. And I just applied to the content creator role in Discord, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I said on that application, full transparency. Tabor literally changed my life when it comes to playing video games like a nerd. Okay, not in the sense that a ton of people watch these videos or I'll ever be able to be a full-time creator. I just like to do it. But the feeling that the game gives me itself, even if I'm dying 30 times in a row to the dumbest things imaginable, it just makes me feel things that flat screen gaming just has the ability, it doesn't have the ability to make me feel this way. It's different, right? It's a different feeling than moving your mouse around and boring, click, click, click. You know what I mean? I'm aiming the weapon. I'm pulling the trigger. I'm winning or losing. It's not the same. It's Combat Waffles successfully ruined flat screen gaming for me, and I both hate and love them for that. Now, when it comes to Ghosts of Tabor, we get pretty regular content updates. The Eastwood DLC was an absolute banger. The Bunker Cat was amazing. So cute. The wipes, of course, and the wholesome, and I believe I've seen comments say non-wholesome, but people call them borderline war crime interactions, and I would have to agree with that. Currently, they're reworking the mission system to bring it to be more like Tarkov, I think, and we are getting, if not, have already gotten some content creator weapon charms as DLC too. Awesome. I love it when games support content creators. That's badass to me. And hopefully the mall should be coming in the next wipe or two. That would be great to see. But with everything that I love about this game and everything that draws me back to keep playing it, there are some drawbacks that I believe the devs should at the very least give an update on. Even if they don't fix it, dude, just talk to the community about it, because I think that at least one of these is a massively glaring issue. The other one is kind of like a minor annoyance of mine. But I have two issues with this game as it stands in its current state, okay? And it's not the bugs, and it's not the jankiness. In fact, I think that that's what makes this game fantastic. It's the same thing with Tarkov. I don't know. The formula that Tarkov has, Tabor does very well. And the game itself, even with all the jankiness and the bugs and the issues, is almost perfect. It's borderline perfect. But I gotta say that as of recording this on a Sunday morning, there are over 4,000 players in game. New wipes bring about 10,000 players the first week or so, and then it trickles down and trails off. But in VR, 4,000 players. That's pretty damn good. Not a lot of people play VR. I don't know if you know this or not, but VR is not the most popular form of media when it comes to video games. What I want to know specifically is what happened to the servers don't start until lobbies are full update. And I want you to know that I air quoted that whole damn thing. All of it. Now, last wipe, I completed all that I wanted to do in Tabor, and I stopped playing for a month or so, and I started making some Blade and Sorcery content, and that game was super fun. And when I came back for the new wipe, it seemed like it was still working a little bit, but lately, it seems like 7, maybe 8 out of 10 raids that I go into, I'm spawning on radio side of the island by myself, with maybe one other player by the lighthouse, if that. Sometimes I spawn on dock, and I go check for Tiki, and then I run around. I run over to prison, and then I run to border, and I never see a single person or hear a single shot. Now, as I was kind of writing this little script, I'm currently scrolling back through the announcements of the Tabor Discord, and I'm back to early August at this point, and I don't see anything that they shut this off, unless I missed it somewhere, which very well could be the case. And if that's the case, I apologize. But one thing is very clear to me at the moment, raids are not full. They're just not full. right? Sometimes they are and you get a good game out of it. Other times, like during our community day the other day, I was playing with a viewer and I was playing with Smiles. We went into Island for a 25-minute raid. We saw one person at the very end who was running towards the extract that we killed. And that's it. We heard one other shot throughout the entire raid and saw that one guy at the end. They're just not full. They're just not full. And you can say that they're full, but the visuals and the audio cues are not reflecting this, right? There's plenty of times when this was working as intended or was still active. Like I said, maybe it's not active anymore. I don't know. Where we would go, you know, we'd spawn and I could run up the hill and I could look to my left and I could look to my right and I could see 2 to 3 people running through trees and hiding, and you just knew that people were about. Now, I just don't know because nobody's making a sound if there are people in there, and I'm not seeing anybody, and I'm spawning at prison, and I'm having the entire prison to myself, getting GPUs and orange cards, and it just seems like that's cool if that's how you want to play, and oh, I can just go get loot, but what's the point if you have all this money and all this loot if you're not going to risk losing it or fight other people? I don't know. My thought process in the game is that I don't like to just go willy-nilly loot and open boxes. That's so boring to me, dude. What I like to do is have you loot, and then I won't take the loot from you. That's what I won't do. But I mean, I digress. Like I said, maybe they announced that they shut it off or were shutting it off or they were having issues with it and I just missed it. I don't know. If I did, I apologize, but that's one issue that I have with the game, just a minor gripe. Like, I just wish I had more early raid combat. That's what makes the game fun to me, is fighting in general. But when you can get into instant action instead of having to run around for 10 minutes to hopefully maybe see somebody, I'd rather have the raids full. I'd rather wait 2 extra minutes. It doesn't bother me, but you know, it is what it is. The one glaring issue that I have with this game that I believe a lot of people have issue with the game or should have issue with the game is simply that AP is far too insane to have at such an early trader level. There, I said it, okay? Plain and simple. You have to know, Combat Waffle, that even people that don't have Nuclear Knight can grind out Jiri 3 in 2 days by just sitting at an exfil camping, and that's a problem. Okay, wipes are supposed to last around, what, 3 to 4 months, and when 70% of your players have AP in the first week, it makes the game almost impossible to play for the other 30% of players. The first thing I do each wipe is Jiri 3, Spectre 3, Minty 3, that's in the first 3 to 4 days. I did not do that this wipe. Okay, I neglected the game, didn't play much for the first week, and when I finally had the drive to come back and play and grind, I couldn't complete Jiri missions because everyone had AP, and FMJ versus AP in a straight-up gunfight is just not fair. Simply, plain and simple, just not fair, okay? Now, sure, I was able to get some kills on some juicers by tree camping like a little baby, because in the open, I just had no chance. So I wasn't allowed to play the way that I would normally play because 1 bullet from them versus 7 bullets from me, I still lose. And then, lo and behold, ladies and gentlemen, as soon as I played like a baby back bitch and got AP unlocked, what happened? All of a sudden, I was dropping 2 to 6 kills every raid, survived my first 12 raids in a row after the unlock. Kind of sounds like a problem to me. Kind of sounds like aim doesn't matter in this game. As long as you have AP, you don't have to have good aim. As long as you get 1 bullet where it needs to go. 1 bullet in the upper chest or close to the neck, close to the head. 1 bullet. Even if they have armor, even if they have tier 5 armor, 1 bullet. That's all it takes. FMJ can get a lucky headshot. Of course, I've been one-tapped by FMJ while I have AP, but it's not very often. And you can always tell when someone has AP when I'm shooting at them at long range and the red screen that gets bigger the more damage you take only starts to show on my screen after the 5th or 6th shot. That's a problem. I just simply hate how aim doesn't matter as much as getting that sweet juicy AP in the first couple days of wipe just so you can be good. It's crazy. And if you think that's okay, I don't know what to tell you, brother. The fact that when I am on an even playing field with AP, all of a sudden I'm winning 90% of my fights, maybe more, that's an issue. I'm one of the guys that unlocks AP first, very fast, and I didn't this time, but normally I am, and even I think that AP is bullshit. There's a problem. I think solutions are simple when it comes to this kind of thing. Add new ammo types. Put AP at Jiri level 5. Give us new ammo types for level 3 and 4. Things that are better than FMJ, but don't do as much pen damage or as normal damage as AP, give it an advantage for those level 3 and 4 ammos, but don't give us the most OP ammo out the gate right away. Like I said, even people that don't have Nuclear Knight are getting AP in the first 3 days. Like, it's crazy, dude. If you don't play this game and grind like a lunatic the first few days, you just lose. Or you could even put it behind a mission unlock. When the new mission system gets put into place that's supposed to be like Tarkov, put AP at a high level mission and just do that. I don't know, bro, but there has to be a way to balance it. Like, there has to be a way to bring balance to it. There just has to be. I don't know. I don't know. Someone decided they wanted to start mowing outside. Asshole. I don't know. The only thing that I know for sure is that I love this game and I want the longevity of this game to be there, right? We're not close to full release. I don't believe. But there's gotta be something. And this is fine for now, probably the AP stuff, but it's just, it gets annoying. And finally I can understand the players that don't get to play as often as some of us do, or the players that aren't maybe as good and they can't get Jiri to level 3 or Shiro to level 3 and they can't get that AP unlock. I completely understand now, after going through it, how painful it is and why people just quit playing the game because they can't succeed. We don't want people to quit the game. We want more people to play the game. And with the announcement of the Quest 3, the Quest 3S, I'm hoping that more people get into the game, more people get into the content, and they just, you know, play the game. Even if it's janky and BS and just buggy, it's still one of the most amazing. There is no other VR game that I would rather play than Tabor, ever, to be honest. I've tried, right? I've tried to play other games, and Tabor just brings me back. It's kind of like the Tarkov effect with PC. It's like people keep trying to make new extraction shooters, but for some reason, Tarkov is the one to be. It's the one to beat, and it's the one to be. And if you're not Tarkov, you probably don't have much of an audience. Now, I know Vale is going to be working on a new extraction shooter, and I'm going to be excited to try that out, but is it going to suffer the same fate as everything else that tries to take on Tarkov in the flat screen gaming world? Is it just going to fail? Because Tabor, even though it's janky and buggy and bullshit sometimes, it's just got the perfect gameplay loop. In my mind, in my opinion, it's the perfect loop, and it never gets old to me. It never gets boring to me. I don't know. I think there's got to be a way to balance it. Like I said, it probably doesn't have to be now, but in the current state, this is the current state of the game that I wanted to talk about. The fact that raids are not anywhere close to full, it seems like. And then also AP just being a nuisance, because I think it's wild that you don't even have to aim in this game. As long as you have AP, you don't have to have good aim. You don't have to be good at the game. As long as you have AP, you just win. And I think that that's kind of bullshit. Kind of ruins that, like I was talking about, the longevity of the game. It kind of makes it to where, like, okay, why are we even doing this? You know what I mean? But anyways, guys, that's the video. If you liked it, like it, subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.